We're off again with another session of musical chairs, and a happy Saturday evening to you. And as always, our 4 seats are very capably filled with top personalities of the music world who are here tonight ready to match their wits. Well, I'm half right on anything in music and any questions that you send in. And of course, they're going to have to make up songs, answer questions that go way back, and Jonny Mercer's going to have to take off that corduroy coat, and all sorts of wonderful things are going on tonight. Incidentally, for every question of yours that we use, you will automatically receive this beautiful RCA Victor Slumber King. Now, this is a clock radio that changes stations while you sleep, just like a Pullman. And, of course, if you stump... without the wheels. But, of course, if you stump our panelists and they can't answer your question, you will be getting this beautiful RCA Victor 21-inch mahogany console. This is a Gladstone. Never saw a bag that looked like that. This is a big change in TV styling with a new high and easy tuning. All right, now our first musical question comes from Milton Reinke of Detroit, Michigan, and we call it Quotes in Notes. He called it Notes and Quotes, but after we completely re-edited it, we just reversed it. It's a big deal. Now, the idea is, panelists, you're going to hear 3 tunes, each of which should suggest a well-known quotation written or spoken by a famous person. I'd like you to identify the tune first, then tell us what quotation it might suggest to you. Here's that we get to get all parts right. The Troup group first with our first quote in notes. We have a rather timid hand here from the end of our panel, Mr. Bobby Troup.
No, I'm not certain of the quotation, but the song is "I Want to Go Where You Go."
Well, that's not a hard thing to find out. The thing is the quotation, Charlie.
I don't know. Is there something in the Bible? One looks at the Bible, where thou go or whither thou go,
Why don't you come next week and try for 16?
Well, wait a minute. You're very close. It is a Bible quotation. From
whither thou go, I will goest.
I shall go.
I shall go.
Famous and wonderful quotation from the Bible, and that was absolutely correct.
That sounds like something my mother-in-law wrote.
No, this is before even your mother-in-law's time, and I heard you mention it. Now we have the very charming cheerleaders to sing our next one. This should suggest a famous quotation to you. Okay.
If you ain't wrong, you're right. If it ain't dark, it's light. If you ain't sure, you might.
All right, I think Rosemarie here had the most forceful hand.
No, it wasn't forceful, Bill. It was just
well, it was manicured.
Well, it's got to be this or that.
Mm-hmm.
Is the song. And, I don't know, Bill.
Well, that was a very dandy try.
Would this by any chance be Shakespeare's To Be or Not to Be?
That's right. Famous scene from Hamlet.
How about you take the high road, I'll take the low road?
Well, we'll try that later, but it is from Hamlet, and incidentally, I want to thank all of you for sending in our letters saying not to have our panelists act anymore, drama by the chairs. We did Hamlet one time, it laid so many eggs it turned out to be omelet on the thing. Now we got 2 out of 3. It could also have been Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death by Patrick Henry. Here is our band again.
How would I want to go?
Neither did I, but it filled the time. The Troup group.
Not to be is all right, but Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death, it's got to be this.
What do you want to
or
do, start an argument with him, man?
Well, that doesn't... I like yours better.
You want?
I like yours better.
All right. How about you take the high road, I'll take the
Oh,
low road?
you tried that, Charlie. All right, Bill, you can go now. Now. Go.
As we continue with musical chairs, friends, here's our third and last one to this 3-part question. Here's the Troup group. What quotation is this? Johnny has 2 hands up, so we better...
You know what it means? I surrender. I don't even know the tune.
Does anybody know the tune?
What's the tune?
Well, I'm
You tell me
very
the tune,
sorry.
I'll give you a quotation.
No, I know. The tune is Sunshine Cake.
Oh, if I knew you were coming, I'd bake the cake.
No,
No,
it was the Let 'em Eat Cake.
Oh, I know, Marie Antoinette.
Marie Antoinette. They came up to her and they said, the peasants are in the street, they don't have anything to eat. They have no bread. She says, mon couche, fais-toi les pont. Let 'em eat cake on the thing. So we missed that one, and so Milton Rocky, you get a big 21-inch RCA
Boy, no one ever heard of that
television
song.
set.
Yeah, that's a pretty popular
If the
song.
composer of Sunshine Cake is listening in tonight, may I apologize to the panel.
I
Now,
thought it was a bebop song, and I thought the quotation was oop-op-a-doo-ee-ee.
we'll be back with some more confusion in just a moment, but here are some important words about an important product.
Folks, you never can tell when acid indigestion will strike. But when it does, you can fix it on the spot with Tums. That's the beauty of Tums. You can take them anywhere, anytime, and get fast, sure relief from acid indigestion or heartburn. Here's a window washer 23 stories up, fixing his discomfort on the spot with handy Tums. And you can do the same. At work or at play, fight acid indigestion this easy way with a handy roll of Tums, still only 10 cents. Tums neutralize excess stomach acid almost instantly. So, acid indigestion and heartburn just disappear. And now, to make sure you're never caught short, here's something special. This brand new vacuum-packed tin containing 12 10-cent rolls of Tums, plus handy metal Tums carrier, all for only $1. Get one for your office, locker, and medicine chest. And when acid indigestion strikes, be ready. Fix it on the spot with handy Tums for the tummy.
Thank you, and now one of the highlights of Musical Chairs. We call this one Lyrics on the Spot. This is the time of our show where our panelists make up a song right before your very eyes, using as their only inspiration a subject sent in by one of your viewers. Now, when I announce tonight's subject, Bobby, if you wend your way over to the piano, you'll make up the first line with that jingle that you composed. And Rosemary, the second line on the subject, and rhyme it, please. Mel, the third, and our Savannah Flash, Mr. J. Mercer, with the tagline. Now, the first person to suggest this week's subject was Mrs. Harvey Burnquist of San Francisco, and the topic tonight, our old home, Hollywood.
Hollywood. Hollywood is such a fabulous spot.
Oh, that's thinking, Charlie, that's thinking. It's always sunny, whether it's raining or not.
Good.
You'll see Hollywood stars on movie sets.
Even Hollywood dogs have people for pets.
Never can think of anything funny. Nobody ever laughs. Always get the first line. Always. You know it? What can I say?
You could say goodbye.
People are flocking to Hollywood.
Huh?
People are flocking to Hollywood.
Everything out here is twice as good.
Every star has 2 Cadillacs and 2 mink furs.
And 2 swimming a pool marked his and hers.
I tell you that, Mercer, I say it every week, he should take up songwriting for a living. He's so fascinating. And for suggesting that topic, Mrs. Burnquist, you receive a RCA Slumber King radio. Bob, you might as well stay at the piano over there, because this next question is based on a song for you to sing. Betty Buchanan of Houston, Texas, has sent in a puzzler based on one of your wonderful compositions, Route 66. And if you and the cheerleaders will sing it for us, and the rest of you chairs listen closely, for there'll be a question based on the song. But first, Bobby, how about your own musical monologue of Route 66?
If you have a plan to motor west, travel my way, take the highway that's best. Get your kicks on Route 66. It winds from Chicago to L.A. More than 2,000 miles all the way. Get your kick on Route 66.
Now you go through St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri, Oklahoma City, it's mighty pretty. You see Amarillo, Dallas, New Mexico, Texas, Arizona, don't forget Winona, Kingman, Barstow, San Bernardino.
You get hip to this soundly tip when you make that California trip.
Get your kick on Route 66.
The ba-ba-doo wee boo wee bow.
The ba-ba-doo-doo-doo, wee bow.
The ba-ba-doo wee doo ba-ba.
The ba-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Ba-ba-doo wee doo ba wee boo ee ba wee bow.
We want you to get hip to this timely trip. When you make that California trip.
Get your kick on Route 66.
Get your kick on Route 66. Get your kick on Route
66,
66, 66, 66.
Very much. Bobby, you wore just the right suit for the right-hand drive of that wonderful TC we borrowed from one of our engineers to use in it. Incidentally, Bobby is very happy tonight. As you probably can tell by singing, he's received only this week the Jim Clinton Award for buying suits, and not only with no overhead, but with no underpadding. Beautiful thing. Now for Betty Buchanan's question. I hope the rest of you were listening here, because Betty sent along a list of words taken directly from the lyrics of Route 66. Now, the idea is that I call out a word for each of you. You have to whistle, not sing or hum or speak, but whistle a tune using that word in its title. For instance, if I said St. Louis, something's got to give, or something like that. Well, all right, we'll go up and down the panel, and with these words, if a panelist misses, he's eliminated for the next time around. Now, if you don't get all through the words, why, Betty wins a TV set. John, you're first. Please whistle a tune using this word from the lyrics of Route 66. Way.
Way?
Way. That's all right. That's way down upon the Swanee. Right. All right. Mel Blanc, your word is through. That's just your word. Good. Good. I'm through it loud. Now, Rosemary, your word is won't.
Who?
Won't. W-A-I-U-N-T. Won't.
Hey!
That's a great old one. All right, now, Bobby, here's yours. West. East of the sun, west of the moon. Tuned by Brooks Bowman. All right, now back to the panel again. Here's Jonny Mercer. Make, Johnny.
Make?
Make. Whistle a song with that word in the title.
Make it. That's crazy to me.
Right. Make believe. Only make believe. Next, Mel Blanc, your word is mighty. Mighty like a rose? That'll do. That's on the list. All right, Rosemary. Is. I-S. Is.
Right. Oh, how's that go? I know the song, but I can't whistle it. Is you is or is you ain't my baby. Remember that?
You have to whistle.
Thank you.
You have to. All right. Here's our eighth and last one. Eighth and last one falls upon the unpadded shoulders of Bobby Troup. Miles.
Miles.
That's not in the title.
That's got to be in the title, Bobby.
Has to be in the title? But there was miles in that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, plenty of miles.
There was miles in that thing that I was doing, though.
Yeah, but
Yes,
you want
I
to
know,
the title. Miles?
I think we ought to call.
I think we have to call it because the only one we could find, probably there are more, was 2 miles out of Tucson.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Cape Brown number. So you missed the whole thing. The panel was just awful on that one. And incidentally, thank you for sending that question in, Betty, and the 21-inch TV set is yours. And now, we'll be back with more questions as quick as a bunny, I hope. But now we'd like to bring you a bunny who's pretty quick and timeful himself.
SOS presents The Magic Bunny. Ow! Look at those poor white wall tires. Look at those scuff marks. How will they ever clean those off? But wait, the Magic Bunny has his bag of tricks. And here's the answer. Magic. Magic SOS. SOS, the easy way to clean up white wall tires.
Yes, the same SOS that cleans pots and pans in your kitchen.
This is SOS, with soap right in the pan. SOS cleans off road grime and scuff marks, gets white wall tires white as new. Experts agree SOS is best for cleaning white wall tires. Use SOS to clean your white wall tires.
Like new, like magic.
Oh, we have a dandy here to continue musical chairs from Seymour Brooks of Chicago. We want each of you to tell a joke. Wait, a joke based on the tune you'll hear. We're going to play a tune for each of you. Each tune should suggest a category for a joke. Maybe we ought to call the show "Can You Stop This?" or something. But, for instance, if we played Old MacDonald Had a Farm, well, you could tell a traveling salesman joke.
Get away with it?
And get your contract. All right. Now, we want a funny from each of you, and Johnny, you're first. What joke might this tune call to your agile mind?
Because you're happy, be very careful, Pappy. Don't tell us what a do will do. All the rabbits around the kitchen attend to his kitchen. They're standing behind the door, keeping an eye on you.
What's the tune there, Johnny?
The tune is Whistler's Mother-in-Law.
All right, then you have to tell a mother-in-law joke.
Oh, I don't know any.
Can't you dip back into true life?
I can't think of any.
No,
Isn't that terrible?
No, it isn't. No, I think it's right. I think it's
Oh,
right.
I know there must be thousands of them, but I just can't think of one right now.
Well, that's
Can't
all
we
right.
help
He's the
him?
man who's thought of all the Oscar-winning tunes.
Can't we help him?
No, this is his red wagon.
Well,
This is his
do I
mother-in-law.
have to pay for this set alone?
Well, I didn't want to say anything about that. That's business that comes under little discussions that we have after the show.
I'm sorry.
All right.
We ought to give the guy the television and let somebody else tell the
Mel,
joke.
you're next. You're next. We're going to come to this Bobby Troup's band now. Here's your tune.
I think it sounds like One Mint Julep.
That's right, a great
Is that
tune
it?
of a few years ago.
Well, there were two drunks. Two drunks come out of a bar. They've been in there about 2 weeks. And one of them says, "Say, isn't that moon beautiful?" The other one says, "What are you talking about? That ain't the moon, that's the sun." First guy says, "You're crazy. That's the moon. I know the moon when I see it." Just then another drunk come out, and he'd been in there about a month. And the first guy says, "Look," he says, let's prove it. We'll call this guy over and ask him about it. How about that? So they call the guy over and says, "What is that, the sun or the moon?" The guy looks up for a minute and he says, "How should I know? I don't even live around here."
We're going to, wonderful. We're going to hurry along quickly now because everyone to get their chance on this particular question. Our next one features our wonderful cheerleaders again, and let's see if Rosemary can get a category out of this one.
Blue star, when I am blue, all I do is look at you, for I seem to find peace of mind, and I never get lonely when you shine from afar.
Okay, pretty. Isn't that wonderful?
that's
the cheerleaders?
beautiful.
Huh? You know the tune?
Yeah, that's The thing from Medic, isn't it?
The theme from Medic.
Song
For the lyrics, they call it Blue Star.
Yeah.
Doctor jokes, maybe?
You were tired of this job anyway, weren't you, Bill? A story of a fellow gets drafted into the Army, goes over to the sergeant, and he says, look, Sarge, he says, I don't want any physical, any examination. All I'm going to do is go right to the front. Want to get wounded, I want to go to the hospital, want to get well, I want to rejoin my outfit, want to get wounded again, want to do all KP, all detail. Sergeant says, you better come along with me. Takes him over to the doctor. Doctor says, what seems to be the matter, son? He says, look, Doc, I don't want any physical, any examination. All I'm going to do is go right to the front, want to get wounded, I want to go to the hospital, want to get well, I want to rejoin my outfit, want to get wounded again, I want to do all KP, all detail. Doctor says, you must be crazy. The guy says, write it down. Write it down.
Incidentally, Mel, I did want to mention this wonderful article on Mel Blanc in the TV Guide, the new one that's coming out next Tuesday, all about the man who plays many parts, mostly animals. The voices of, well, of Porky Pig, Bugs Bunny, Sylvester, and for Pepe Le Pew, and all that. Wonderful work you do, and everyone from coast to coast is familiar. Now, what's up, Doc? In the past few weeks, several viewers have suggested questions for musical chairs. We've decided to ask one submitted by Fred Franklin of Waukesha, Wisconsin. Now, he wants you to identify some specific types of chairs concerning this one. And we're going to be back for that one in just a moment because we have to bring the chairs in here for you to identify. We have one chair that is shaped just like this, according to the signal I got. Now. Yes.
Later then, can I tell a joke I thought about Whistler's mother?
Fine, all right. Incidentally, it is time for a wonderful number that we don't want you to miss, no matter what time it may be, because when we announced 2 weeks ago, our last time with you, that Rose Marie would be our guest, we were swamped with requests for some of her specialty numbers she's so famous for. And one viewer, Mrs. Shirley Emerson of North Bergen, New Jersey, made a special request we couldn't turn down because she saw Rose Marie in that great Broadway hit Top Banana, and then she remembered that Jonny Mercer, our anchorman, had written the entire score for Top Banana. And so she requested that Rose and Johnny join together in a tune from the hit play. So Mr. John and Miss Rose, how about the title song itself, Top Banana?
The big timers and small timers don't get there the easy way.
The star comes first, then the leading man, then the actors in the play.
Hey, but there are no comics like low comics who finally make the grade.
Do you recall, sweethearts, all the phony stars and the lousy parts they play? If you want to be a top
Banana, you gotta start at the bottom of the bunch.
You gotta know the joke about the farmer's daughter.
Then take it in the kisser with the soda water.
If you want to be a burlesque clown,
It's basic training for you to take a punch.
you gotta roll your eyes and make a funny face. You ain't taking hollers, this must be the place.
You gotta start from the bottom.
I'll get it now.
If you wanna be a top,
You gotta start at the bottom of the
hey, a dancer wears a safety pin to hold her tights up.
A top banana's gotta wear a nose that lights up.
You say, who wanna imitate those cowards? You kick more ass by saying, what the hey?
We hardly find a drawing room as soft as first.
But put us in a bedroom or
Now,
a
first, if you wanna be a top
banana, you gotta start from the bottom up.
If you wanna be a top banana, you gotta start at the bottom of the bun. You gotta. What's the matter?
I was living the life for Riley.
What happened?
Riley came home.
What the heck?
We'll hardly find the drawing room a salt subvert, but put us in a bedroom all run up. Hey, what's the matter? What happened?
What's the matter? Read that.
Hey, if you wanna be a top banana, you gotta start at the bottom. Where you going?
Taking my case to court.
Put us in a bedroom. I said that before, didn't I? Hey, if you want to be the top. Where you going now?
Taking my case to a higher court.
The drawing room is so diverse, but put us in the bedroom all run up first. What happened?
I lost my suit. Hi, Mel.
Hi.
Hey, Mel.
Yeah, Roger.
You ever been to Niagara Falls?
No, I never been to Niagara
Never
Falls.
been to...
Never been there
Gotta
in my
show
life.
you Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Just put your head up there.
Okay.
Just look
Yeah,
right up
I'm
there.
looking. I don't see no falls.
Just keep looking.
I'm
You'll
looking.
see
I don't see no falls.
Just keep looking. You
I'm looking, but I don't see no
Yo,
come on, where?
Listen, the Irishman knows nothing about it.
He don't?
No, nothing.
Oh, then we'll get him. Okay. Here he comes now.
Hi,
Johnny.
Hello there, Vinny.
How you doing?
Top of the morning.
Listen, have you ever been to Niagara Falls?
Never been to
We were
Niagara
just
Falls.
talking about
Yes,
it.
yes.
You just look up there, John. We'll show you Niagara
Look
Falls.
at that.
Yeah, all that I never seen. All I hear is like the River Shannon and CinemaScope. I never seen anything like it. Never been to Niagara
Keep
Falls.
over the falls.
Yes, they will. Up there.
Oh, come on. What's the matter? What's the matter?
I've been to Niagara Falls before.